All right, y'all, man. It's your boy Humboldt 2 times. Feel me? Back in another video, man. Feel me? Follow the Instagram at Humboldt 2 times. Now look, just today's topic talking about the truth about ego death. Now look, for up today's video, excuse me, for up today's video, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy that y'all take to come rock with me, showing love, support. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more to love always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive healing, and good positive energy towards everyone always deeply. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at Humboldt 2 times. Now let's go ahead and get ready to the video. The truth about ego death. Look, bro, everybody has an ego. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have an ego, right? And what is an ego, right? I've touched base and talked about the ego before. If you like scroll on my channel, I made a whole video talking about the ego. I think it was like maybe like over a year ago or something. But what I want y'all to understand and understand is that if you do encounter and if you do have an ego death, your ego is still there. You're always going to, your ego is a part of you. Your ego is your lower self, in other words. But the thing is with their ego, if you have an ego death, this is a movie that I recommend y'all to watch, right? It's a very spiritual movie. The movie's called 1,000 Words. It's a short movie, it's like an hour and 30 or whatever, something like that. And the main character is Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is known for playing a lot of funny roles in movies, but this is a movie where he's still funny, but it's a lot of hidden spiritualism in this movie. And you know, I'm not gonna get too deep into the movie, but what I will say is that at the end of the movie, at the ending of the movie, in the middle of the movie, he has an ego death, right? And a lot of people didn't quite get that part. He was reborn, and a lot of people didn't catch that part, but I did, and a lot of other people did as well. And another thing is too is that if you have an ego death, right? What that means is that your ego has now changed. It's not like how it used to be, right? You're different now. You've changed. You're not like how you used to be. You're not real arrogant. You're not real cocky anymore, you know, because a lot of times we think, oh, just, you know, avoid the ego, right? Like, just leave the ego alone. But the thing is, bro, like, you know, the ego is a part of you. See what I'm saying, bro? The ego is a part of you. So it's about reversing. And what I mean by reversing is, what I mean by that is by changing. It's about changing your ego and changing it for the better. You see what I'm saying, bro? Because your ego is there to help you. It's there to guide you. It's kind of similar to your higher self. Your higher self is there to help you. It's there to guide you. You see what I'm saying, bro? But a lot of times we don't, we don't realize that in certain moments. But your ego is there to help you. See what I'm saying? Like for an example, if somebody's getting physical with you, this is a good time where you might want to use your ego to help you in this physical fight. You see what I'm saying, bro? You know, etc. But when you have an ego death is basically, well, what I'm gonna say is people, well, not everybody, maybe not everybody, but people that have had an ego death, their experience is different because everybody is different. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be giving y'all some examples, but just because I'm giving y'all these examples, if you have an ego death, your ego death might be totally different. It might not be anything that I've talked about in this video. Everybody's experience of life is different. You see what I'm saying, bro? But you know, the ego death, right? If you have an ego death, you're going to change, right? You're gonna feel better about yourself. You're gonna feel more confident. You're gonna be more appreciative, bro. You're going to be less cocky, less arrogant. You're gonna start appreciating yourself more. You're gonna start appreciating life and the people around you more, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stop, if you was picking on people, you're gonna stop picking on people. You're gonna stop being rude. You're gonna stop being impatient as much. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when people experience an ego death, they become a lot more high vibrational. They start to feel a lot better. They start to look a lot better. Their vibration goes up, their frequency goes up, right? They start dressing better, you know, etc. Because you in control of your life, bro. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, we gotta stop pointing the finger, bro, including myself, bro. I'm gonna be real on that. See what I'm saying, bro? And it's just like, even if you are gonna point the finger, the only person you should be pointing the finger, if you are going to point the finger, is yourself, bro. See what I'm saying, bro? Nobody can make you do anything, bro. People can try to control you, they can try to manipulate you, bro, but nobody can truly manipulate you and control you, bro, except you, to be quite frankly honest. See what I'm saying, bro? So I'm not saying beat yourself up about what you done in the past. I'm saying, bro, learn from it, grow from it, use that in good positive ways so you know what not to do next time if you get in that same situation again or a similar situation again, etc. You see what I'm saying, bro? But ego death is a real thing, bro. A lot of people, when they're experiencing the ego death, they'll cut their ether off, they'll cut their hair off, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they restarting with certain things. You see what I'm saying, bro? They might start dressing different. They might start becoming a whole different person because a part of them has died off. A part of them has changed. See what I'm saying, bro? Like, if I was to go back into time, even though time doesn't even exist, I'm so-called 19 right now. If I was to go back and go talk to my 17-year-old self, we two different individuals. See what I'm saying, bro? We're the same individuals, but we also two different individuals. I was mature then, but I'm a lot more mature now. See what I'm saying, bro? Etc. See what I'm saying? So, and if you're trying to figure out how do you know if you've experienced the ego death, bro, you'll know. I ain't gonna get too deep into that, maybe so, but you'll know. You might not call it ego death, you might call it changing, you might call it going through a different phase, but you'll know. You see what I'm saying? If you don't already know already. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, I'm just being honest. You know, and another thing too with ego death is that a lot of times when people experience ego death, they try to save others. I get that, bro. I do. I understand that, but I recommend everybody, including myself, help the ones that want to be helped. If you know deep down inside, these individuals over here don't want to be helped, stop trying to help them, because you're wasting your energy. And there's a lot of people over here that want your help. Sometimes the people we want to help is sometimes the people that we can't help. That, in other words, that we're not meant to help. See what I'm saying, bro? So, you know. And if you ever do experience the ego death, bro, your life gonna change, bro. You gonna change, right? Another thing with ego death is not, for some people, it's not just a one-time thing. Sometimes people experience 8 ego deaths or 10 ego deaths, etc., bro. It just depends on the energy, bro, the frequency. It depends on the person. It depends on what's meant in their life, you know. Some people may only experience 1 ego death, you know, it just depends. But, you know, like your ego is to help you, bro. But a lot of times we use our ego in negative ways. A lot of times we use our ego in wrong ways. A lot of times we letting the ego use us. We're supposed to be using the ego. You're supposed to be guiding and you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be in control, which you still are in control, but you trying to let the ego be in control of everything, but you the one that's in control of your life. See what I'm saying, bro? Don't let the ego control you. You control the ego, bro. Somebody call you out your name. Don't let your ego get you out of character, bro. Now you in jail. Now you doing 5 to 7 to 10 years in jail because you done assaulted somebody because they said something that you didn't like, but it didn't get physical with you though. Now you in jail. And now that person that called you out your name, they're not in jail. They going about their life. And you got people that love and care about you. They can't even really see you how the way they want to see you now because you in jail. You in jail for a decade or close to a decade. All because you wanted, and the main reason you in jail is because you wanted to listen to the ego and the negative perspective and the negative point of view. When you could have simply just listened to your higher self. You could have simply done the right thing And you could have just said, you could have just respectfully walked away. Or you could have said, don't call me that. But at the same time, even if you would have said, don't call me that, you can't control people. You could have said that, but they still have the option to call you it again if they want to. So the best option might have just been respectfully walking away in a respectful manner. See what I'm saying, bro? Now it's a whole different story if they get physical with you. That's a whole different story. You gotta move smart out here, man. You gotta move wisely. You gotta move strategically out here, bro. And I'm talking to me, that goes for myself as well, bro. Seriously. You gotta know what you're doing out here, bro, when you're doing certain things. You gotta be focused, bro. We all get tested in life. You gotta stay focused, gotta stay grounded. Gotta get back to the things that truly matter, bro. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, enjoy the people that you're around, bro. Because life, it moves slow, but it moves fast at the same time, all in the same time. But it moves exactly how it's supposed to move. See what I'm saying, bro? You're not gonna always be in the position that you're in right now. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your experiences. Try not to take things in yourself and other people for granted. You see what I'm saying, bro? And that's real. That's very real. But look, man, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleWallet 2 times. I'm going to say that one more time. If you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleWallet 2 times. And I catch y'all females and males on the next one, man. Peace.